that exist, the small things that are bliss, the gift to realize that everything is a gift.
Yay! Little gratitude in the instead of pep in my step, there's gratitude in my step. That doesn't really work, but we'll go for it. Thank you for being here. Oh, there's someone in the waiting room. Thank you all so much for being here. Today is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. And one of the reasons is I haven't really, well, like I have an outline like in my head and I wrote down a few things, but like I'm normally very, very meticulous. For those of you that know me or have taken any of my classes, it's like I feel like everything has to be perfect. But sometimes I find that in my life that it holds me back, and it also takes away my connection with my kids prior to things, because I'm like rushing around trying to make everything perfect. So I decided to try something new, because I've decided that I'm stepping out of this new box I've created. I keep creating new boxes. You know, they're bigger and whatever, they're different, but you know, at some point I still put my limitations on it. And so today I'm kind of stepping out that box. I would like for today to be conversive. You know, I'm going to ask you some questions, and I would also love to hear your thoughts about certain things, because certainly everything I say is not the truth with a capital T, unless you think it is. You know, if that's what you want to subscribe to and it works for you in your life, great, right? But you might also have things to contribute. I think that as a world today, it's important that we have open conversations and contribute and be willing to be wrong about how we have it, so that we can get to a more universal language that we can then let our future generations live in. So let's see who is on the call. So I see Jen is on the call, who just finished the last Rewired for Peace class. Welcome, Jen. Do you mind just unmuting yourself and just let them know like where you're calling in from and maybe why you're here?
Or... Hi, I am calling in from Northeast Connecticut. I've done Joe's trainings before in the past, and I absolutely love when I get the opportunity to do them again. Like Joe said, I just got done with the Rewired training course and everything, and I'm just checking out to see what else is going on with everything.
Beautiful. Well, welcome. Thank you. And thank you for risking and sharing. Beautiful. Yeah. All right. Anyone else would like to introduce themselves? Liz.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liz. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I too have taken Joe's Rewired for Peace and the certification workshop series as well. I keep coming back when I'm able to, because when you're in this mindset, you want more and more and more, you know, so this is a great experience over and over again, and I'm here to support and see what else is new and to learn some more.
Beautiful. I'm glad to see you again. All right, Marcelo, yes, look at that. Yes. He unmuted right then.
It's nice to see you again. My name is Marcelo. I completed my part 3 right when we were entering into the pandemic. We completed our class online for Lauderdale 46, and we request more time. And I, wanted to reconnect with the conversation and with the community. I cannot stay the whole time here, but I wanted to, get sure. started,
Love it.
To know who's in the conversation and move from there.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, I'm glad you're. Do you know around what time you'll be popping out?
Probably around 11:30.
Okay, just so we have an idea. Just so it's not that I say something and then you're gone and I take it personally and I go.
Yeah, no.
And down the maintenance I go.
No, it's not you, it's me.
Okay, great, great, awesome. Thank you, Marcelo.
Anytime.
Kenneth.
Hey, my name is Kenneth. I'm in North Carolina. I just finished a Rewired class that Jen took. And today I was going to watch all the videos from the class again in one day, and which is worth doing, by the way. I'm getting a lot more out of it the second time. And then this email popped up where I noticed it. And so I'm here to try to learn some new distinctions or new to me. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And yeah, you're right. It is valuable to some of the people that are doing the certification program. They'll listen to the classes in their earpods when they go to sleep, when they go jogging and whatever. And other than the fact that they have to hear my voice all the time, they do say that it's very powerful because it lands on a different level every single time, because it's like it cracks the door open a little more, and then it's like, oh, wait, oh, I didn't get it that way. And so that's really cool. I'm glad you're doing that. Now, Donna, Troy, or Eva, is it possible for you guys to share why you're here? And
Yeah, hi, I can share. So my
Beautiful.
name is Donna Hook and I am from Northern New Jersey. And I heard you speak on Alex Lovely's summit like over a year ago. And he's the reason I'm here because he talks so highly about you. And I've always been meaning to jump on, but it just worked out today.
Perfect. Well, I'm so glad you're here. Did I meet you? Did I meet you there at the?
Not in person, no.
Not
in
like
person.
not a round table or anything. Okay, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was a really cool event. So awesome. I'm glad you're here, and let's see where we end up today.
All right, thank you.
Beautiful. Troy or Eva, are you able to share? Oh, Eva's on a road trip. Okay, and Troy, is it a Troy I know? We don't know. All right, we're gonna let there. Hi, Troy.
Hello. Yes, it's a Troy, you know. I think if you remember.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yes.
Okay, so Troy was my assistant when I lived in Ventura, California, and we're
Exactly.
talking like
Years ago.
20 years ago, more maybe.
Yeah, probably something like that.
And I have not seen you since.
No, actually, no.
That's
No,
amazing.
no.
I'm so happy to see you. Well, how cool that you jumped on.
Yeah, good to see you too. So yeah, I'm living in a place called Santa Paula now, and as Joe said, we go back some years, and I happen to see this. I don't do a whole lot on Facebook these days, but I happen to see your advertisement for this, so sure, why not?
Cool. Did you notice if it was like a sponsored ad or if it was just one of my posts because we're friends on Facebook?
It was one of your posts.
Okay, because I like
it popped up in my feed. Yeah.
I wanted to like test Facebook, so I threw like $40 at it to see. But it's so far when I've tried to do it that way, I don't think it really people really see it. I think they're just taking your money.
Yeah. Sometimes.
What else is new?
But
Unless you really know what you're doing, I guess. And we have a new Zoom user here. And would the new Zoom user like to say hello? We just introduced everyone real quick. And if not, that is also perfectly fine. Okay, we're going to go with a no on that. All right. Okay, so like I said, I don't have a lot planned, but here's the thing: like I have lived and been breathing gratitude now for over 15 years, and even prior to that, I would say that I was a pretty grateful child. Like I was. Most people say. Oh, I was a happy child. So yeah, I was a happy child, but I had that level of like realizing that what was around me, like I was blessed. And so I had it early on for me. But then there was some instances that had me really sort of cultivated in a different way. And before I go in to tell you about my whole story and how I, how gratitude, some people even call me Joe Gratitude or Gratitude Joe, or like, and I own the gratitude.com domain name. Like, like before we go into like why gratitude for me, I'd like to just talk about gratitude a little bit. And the way I wanted to do it is by putting up some questions on the screen. And I want you to just ponder those questions, and then let's share a little bit about the questions and see what comes out of that. So here is el cuestionores. And so the questions up there. So the questions I have are, what are you experiencing right now, right in this very moment? So I just want you to like kind of check in and like, what am I experiencing? We don't do that very often. We just go, and we don't really stop and go, wait, what are the, like actually putting language to the experiences that you're having internally. So you can do that first. Like, what are you experiencing right now in this very moment? Just kind of check in with yourself. And sometimes you'll be like, wow, I'm experiencing frustration or anxiety or gratitude or, prudence or trust, love, whatever, right? Just try to put some words to what you're experiencing in the moment you're trying to experiencing it. The second one is, do you experience gratitude often, all the time, sometimes, never, right? So just kind of give yourself that label, I guess, pick one of those. And the third one is, what is the difference? What do you think? This is like not a test. I'm not going to quiz you on it later. But what's the difference between gratitude and joy / happiness? I mean, there's also a difference between joy and happiness, but let's just put those together here. So what's the difference between gratitude and joy and happiness on the other side? Next one is, are you able to access gratitude for everything, even when faced with difficult situations or feelings triggered by an event? And so far, I don't see any misspellings, because I literally typed this 5 minutes before the call. It's all coming out now. Next one is, what have you noticed about those around you when you express and contribute from gratitude? Like when your way of being is gratitude, what do you notice on the people around you? Okay. And then the last thing is, how do you think trust plays into using gratitude as a superpower? So I know it's a lot of them, but and you could just hold it all in your mind. If you want to jot something down, that's fine. But I would love to, or one might stand out to you where you're like, oh my God, I never experienced gratitude. Like, that's weird. I just realized that. And then we can talk about that. So I would love to just kind of hear, do you want a few minutes to ponder on it? Some say yes, some say no. Okay.
Let's jump in.
Yeah, we can jump in, because you can also ponder while we're doing it. So, okay. So who would like to share and let me know which question you're referring to as well?
I thought we were doing all of them, but
oh, that'd be great. If you got an answer for all of them, that's awesome. Go for it.
I do not have an answer. That's the exercise, because I don't have the answer, but I want to know the answer, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm experiencing right now, it's anxiety, like just in general in my life, right? Doing many things at a time, work-wise, and also I have some family concerns. So I'm just experiencing anxiety. That's my experience now. Do you experience gratitude often? No, actually, I take a lot for granted in my life, and like like a month and a half, 2 months ago, I reconnected with the Joe Dispenza meditations. He talks a lot about gratitude and gratitude, right? So I realized that, okay, maybe there's something to put in my life. Oh, I did gratitude training. Hello. So that's my state. I started to be more purposeful about entering into a gratitude state and being grateful for things, right? And things start to manifest out of gratitude. So,
well, before you go on, let me hop back one step, because you said lately you've experienced some anxiety based on circumstances and whether it's some challenges in family and what have you. In this moment, if you were to, because like, let's say that was 30 seconds ago, but I want you to get to this 30 seconds right now, like really get present.
Okay.
Are you experiencing anxiety in your body right now?
Yes.
Okay. And would you say that they are the anxieties, because it's very interesting, because obviously none of that is happening right now in this present moment, right?
Yes.
So you're experiencing anxiety based on a mental construct of your past, pretty much, or an anticipated future, maybe.
Yes.
Right? But it's still a mental construct because you're just here and now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
True. Nothing is happening now.
Right. Right. And you're going to notice, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it too, but you're going to start noticing throughout the class that one of the key things to being able to access gratitude as a superpower is to, in the moments that you can actually find yourself present and aware, and even aware that the stuff that you're worrying about or have anxiety about or stressed about are not really there in this very moment that you are. Then you're actually able to access gratitude. And when you access gratitude from that cleaner, clearer space, you become fully present. And when you're then fully present, those things can't exist if you are 100% fully present. And so that's how it kind of can become a tool, and I call it a superpower. But so I think it's great. I love that you're sharing this, because it's perfect. So go on, go to the next one.
Okay, the difference between gratitude and joy, happiness. Not sure what's the difference. I would say that they are related, right?
Definitely related.
Yes, definitely related. Both are, well, we create both, we choose both. I guess joy is a state of whatever, euphoria, or being content about something, and not that different from gratitude.
Right,
So
right.
I'm not sure what would be the difference.
Yeah. Does anyone else want to take a stab at? Yes, Liz.
I believe that joy and happiness is a direct result from having gratitude. Like, that's the end result. When you have gratitude, you have joy. You get to experience joy, peace, and happiness.
That's pretty much what I had too.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So gratitude can show up. Oh, here comes Leslie. Gratitude can show up as a way of being, very similar to joy and happiness, right? But it actually is, it's a way of being and also a practice in some cases. So it's a way of doing and way of being that can actually be used kind of as a tool to get you present. When you get present, that's where joy, love, kindness, that's where all that stuff resides. So it's like a tool. It's like a tool to get you to a result. At least the way that I have it in here. And again, nothing's true with a capital T. Just it's just a way of framing it that seemed to be working in my life. And you try it on. If it doesn't work, reframe it. That's how it goes. Okay. Do you want to continue, Marcelo? Sure,
Yes.
let's go. I like it.
So, are you able to access gratitude for everything, even when faced with difficult situations or feeling triggered by an event? No and yes. Like it's an act of, like what you're saying, being present and bringing it and bringing the way of being. My first reaction is definitely not gratitude. It's another thing.
Yeah, that's the trigger, right?
Yeah,
That's the
exactly.
automatic.
So like my autopilot is like screw it, or whatever version, FU, whatever version of that is what is. And I can bring it to I can put it in here. Definitely when I encounter my first difficult situation, it's not my first way of being. It's doing the work pretty much. And then yes, I can bring it.
Yeah, right. So it's like so everyone here has done some form of the training, I believe. So it's a form of like stop, look, choose, right? It's like
yes,
stop, become aware, kind of investigate, look what's going on, and then choose whatever gratitude or whatever else you might need in the situation, and access it and be able to transform the situation, and also be able to enter a realm of possibility. Because it's like when we are triggered and on automatic, we've closed all the doors to possibility, because it's like it's almost like the blinders go on and it's just like fuck this,
yes,
and that's how we operate.
correct.
So okay, awesome. Very authentic answer. All right, what's the next one?
What have you noticed about those around you when you express and contribute from gratitude? Clearly, my experience is when I'm sharing from gratitude and all the good stuff, right? Not just gratitude, but like people tend to share back and be open to even things that they didn't consider or they don't agree. But when it's out, the gratitude is authentic and your way of being is authentic, people tend to be receptive about different things. That's my experience. Sometimes I find myself people telling me things out of a conversation that they didn't tell anybody, or right. So
yeah, it opens up a space, right?
Yeah,
connection.
It's a space like that is created for people to be safe enough to do that, say that, feel that.
Yeah, awesome. Which actually brings you to the next question, which is somewhat related, given what you just said.
Yeah, how do you think trust plays into using gratitude as superpower? Yeah, well, trust is a huge factor for me, and nowadays in general, right? I'm in the world of business, and like the approach of business is you're a crook until we prove otherwise. you know that with justice, with the legal system is you're innocent until we prove otherwise. Well, in business became like, okay, you're a crook, right? We started, nice to meet you, I know you're a crook. So trust plays like a key role. And I say business because what's come to me, but probably in every aspect of relating to people comes. And definitely, yes, I'm not sure if it's like the main thing, but definitely one of the important ones.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, you know, that's sort of the context of the business world. I'm sure in many businesses where it's like you gotta prove yourself to me before I can trust you, and that sort of sets up a context that's already it's already almost set up to fail, because you're kind of looking for evidence that you were right about the initial assessment, which is you're a crook. And then, so then maybe they do 10 good things, but then there's that one thing and it's like, yeah, see, you're a crook. Like, you know, they don't really have a chance because, and trust in the transformational arena and the way that we teach it in the training is actually, it's based on nothing. It's a declaration. And the way that I explain it the easiest, because it's very hard to explain that or understand that outside of a transformational context. So the way I usually say it is that, you know how sometimes, and you've all probably said it, sometimes something happens and then you're like, you know what, I'm just going to trust that this is going to work out. It's like something we do, right? Like, I'm just going to trust this is all going to work out in different forms, right? But that in and of itself is a declaration of trust that then actually creates the context for it to actually work out. And in those situations, some other might be like, this is never going to work out. And so, and you can see which context is actually going to have it work out. And so, again, going back to business, there's definitely a way to operate in business and create an organization in business that way, where it's like, you know what, trust is for, we trust, like, that's it. We're declaring that we all trust, right? And then you live into that. And when you find no trust or things that are happening, you can actually deal with it from a completely clear and neutral space instead of like, see, I was right, right?
Yes. Yes, and trust for me plays a different role because sometimes in certain areas I am trust selective because in certain areas I really trust, and in other areas like in business, this is my take. No, we're talking about this is not the truth. This is just a take. This is our take. And my take is that in business, like hoping something is good, you know, because we believe that in hope, in that's going to happen. But for me, it's more like performance. And so, okay, I trust you, but you know, let's there's a process. There's a things to follow. That even if I don't trust you, we just need to follow the process, step 1, 2, 3, 4, and things will come to terms to whatever we want to achieve, even if I trust you or I don't trust you. So now, sometimes in a relationship, you say, oh, well, I trust that this is going to happen, that's going to happen. So I have mixed emotions about, you know, using trust.
Well, it sounds like trust as a whole for a person being like extending a relationship of trust to a person is maybe more difficult because it's so fully encompassing, or like, as I say it, I'm Swedish, encompassing?
Encompassing, yes.
Okay.
Enveloping.
Yeah, enveloping, right? That it's almost easier to be like, okay, well, I don't really trust these people, my employees, but I trust that they can put that square over on that shelf, right? Like that I can trust, you know?
Yes. But from a different place, right? Because I'm not really trusting. It's like, okay, I'm resigned that they will do their job or something like that. So that's why I was doing the comparison between one situation and another situation.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, and also trust, trust and gratitude, especially the way that I hold gratitude, is they're very closely related, because it's almost like I fully trust that everything is evolving or happening, and they are exactly the way they should be. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Like, I trust that. I have a deep sense of trust that everything that happens is happening for me, and it's part of my curriculum here, right?
Correct.
And then I take it to the next level, and I apply gratitude to that, because if I have that trust that all is well, even though it doesn't look well, but all is as it should be, I can actually apply, and I'm grateful for it, right? Because how many times have we not, like in our life, been like all up in arms about something, or gone through a really difficult time, and it just to find out 3 years later that it was exactly the thing that was supposed to happen for you to be where you are now, right?
Correct.
So knowing that, having that little piece of evidence, I tend to just go in with full trust, and I'm grateful for it. And then, like I say a lot in the train, then living into that, because now I've set the basis. Like, okay, I trust it's exactly the way it should be. I'm grateful for it. Now let's get to what we're doing here, or what are we creating here? Yeah, let's get to business.
Got it.
So
thank you. I got a drone. I'm a little late.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Well, you got your money's worth.
I did. Otherwise, I would request a refund, but actually,
Listen, there's going to be an email coming out, and there's some links. There's a link to a mastermind and a link to my other course. So if you're interested, just check your email.
I am. Bring it on.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye,
Marcelo.
everyone.
Bye. All right, we're doing the happy hands. My favorite thing in the world. What are they called again, Leslie? Jazz hands.
Jazz hands.
Oh, that's even worse. Troy, you like the jazz hands? Yes. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna before I move on, did anyone else have something that stuck out in the conversation as we went through these questions, or a question that you're kind of stuck on that you want to share about? And let's do that first.
I have a great way for the difficult situation feeling triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Your gratitude coins. Make sure you always have one. And when that one person, wherever you are, gets under your skin, give them the coin, say thank you, and keep walking.
There you go.
Let them think about it, and let them look at the coin, and then do the research on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. I like it. Now you all have to buy coins. And I got to get that damn tracking website up and running. It's actually something that I am working on, because it's a project that is so close to my heart, those gratitude coins, and they are a good tool for sure. Yes, thank you. Anyone else? I saw Liz.
I just wanted to share that my experience with trust has been like, trust builds faith, faith deepens my belief, followed by gratitude.
The trust builds faith.
Faith. Yeah, trust builds faith, and faith deepens my belief system, right? So it deepens my belief system, and and I'm grateful that I can. I'm grateful for for trust building my faith, and for faith deepening my belief, whatever that may be.
Yeah, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. I love it. Anyone else? going twice. Looking at Leslie. You always smile. You're so kind, laughing at me all the time. I feel funny when I'm around you, Leslie. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's take a look at some gratitude thing. We're going to do these in threes. So first I'm going to tell you the 3 versions of gratitude. And then I am going to talk about the 3 ways to get to a life of gratitude. And then I'm going to talk about 3 domains, I guess we can call it, and how gratitude is like global domains, like 3 domains where we can have gratitude. Let's call them domains, and you'll see how it all plays out. So we're going to start with the 3 versions of gratitude. Now, when I created this, I actually haven't really heard anyone still say declarative gratitude. So I think I might have coined that term. But it was something that occurred to me, especially after reading and learning a lot about manifestation and The Secret and all that stuff. So I look at it as 3 versions of gratitude, right? So there's, on the left, you have comparative gratitude. That's pretty much where most people that practice gratitude tend to fall, right? And it's usually reflecting on something that happened in the past, right? Some form of history or something that is not actually, occurring. Now, it still says up top, happens in the now, right? Because you're accessing the comparative gratitude in the now, but it is concerned with the past, okay? So it would sound something like, I'm grateful that I'm not where I used to be, right? Or I'm grateful I'm better off than that person. I'm grateful that my country is better off than that country, right? So it's a comparative state of gratitude that's based on data that is from your past, and you could still experience gratitude for it as you're analyzing that. So you're experiencing the gratitude in the now, but it's still comparative gratitude, and it's concerned with the past. And it's usually like at the bottom, you see, have something else, right? Like, I have something different than someone else. I have something else, right? Then in the middle, you have a state of gratitude. And to me, a state of gratitude is really when you begin to master the distinction or the virtue of gratitude, because it's concerned with the now, right? And it's the isness of life, right? And so it's just like, what is, right? So it's like, it's good to be alive, I'm grateful for everything. I appreciate each moment for what it is, right? I accept that I accept all that is. I accept all that is happening right now, right? So there's a level of mastery in that. It's like you're just in the now and able to access gratitude as a way of being and an internal experience. And you're just grateful for the isness of life, like you just are. That's it. You don't need anything else. You just are, right? And essentially, you're grateful because you have what you have. You're like all your results, everything around you, you're grateful for. The good, the bad, and the ugly. You're just grateful. None of that matters on that same level when you're in a state of gratitude. Then you have declarative gratitude, which is concerned about the future, right? And it's actually more like a tool. It's a tool that you can use when you want to manifest things. Because you could be like, you could visualize something that you really want, a goal, a vision, a car, a trip, whatever. You can visualize it so hardcore that you can experience gratitude that you have it, or that you're there on that trip, or that you live in that house that you wanted now, right? You can visualize it in the current moment, but you're actually visualizing it in the future, right? And so when you do that, you actually fuel some of your manifestations. Like you fuel it with gratitude, because you can taste it, feel it, smell it, and you allow it to be like gratitude that consumes you in those moments. And personally, I think it speeds up manifestations or getting to your goals, because it actually is kind of like the be, do, have. You know, you're being it. Like, oh, I'm so grateful I have this new red car. Like, I don't have it yet, right? Like, but I'm so grateful I'm driving it. I'm having so much fun, and I'm so grateful. And like that, you're setting a beingness context for that red car to show up, right? So I personally, I don't spend a whole lot of time in declarative gratitude, but I do, it's kind of a fun tool. So I tend to hang around in state of gratitude, and I guess comparative gratitude too, because you know, life's a lot. Okay, any questions on these 3 versions of gratitude or comments? Okay. All right, so then the other one, which I don't have a slide for, is how do we, it's 3 steps that I have, and I have them in my book actually, and it's 3 steps to actually begin to live a life of gratitude. And the first step is awareness. It's awareness, and we talked about it already. Without awareness, like we're nowhere. Without awareness, we're just like a machine. We're robots. We're just that much on automatic that there is no awareness whatsoever, right? We bump into people even, right? Like we're just not aware of our surroundings, our thoughts, our internal, desires, nothing, okay? So the step 1 is awareness. And that's why I always suggest that people that may think that they are aware, but they also are aware enough to know that there's another level of awareness. Those are the people I invite to do Rewired for Peace, the 6-week course, because we really kind of take, dynamite to your box so that you can actually start becoming aware of all these other things and start operating in the realm of possibility and just the zest of life rather than like in this box, right? So awareness. And awareness is really, you're able to recognize your unconscious beliefs. Like they're being illuminated. You're not just having these unconscious, like when awareness comes, you can actually, you recognize that you just had a belief that just kind of came on automatic. You can stop, you can look at it, and you can see how it's not going to work in what you're up to. Now you have the awareness, and it gives you choice, right? It gives you choice. And so awareness is one of the most important steps to get to gratitude. Now, some people will use some tools like journaling, like gratitude journal at night, or do 3 blessings at dinner with the kids. Like some people will use tools that actually brings them to the present where awareness exists. So there's a way to cultivate your awareness using the tools of gratitude as well. Okay. And the second step is to clear out the junk. My favorite. Clear out the shit. Especially when I took the trainings way back when they used to talk a lot about how, when the sculptor did David, the sculpture, and that he was already David. He was just removing the stuff that wasn't David, right? So we have all this shit on us that we have picked up along the way. And a lot of it is in our minds. Some of it is somatically in our bodies. Some of it is unconscious. Some of it we kind of know, right? But it's really important that we don't dwell on those things, that there's a way that we actually release them. However you do that. Like I know there's a lot of different modalities right now that will support people in kind of forgiving the past, or, working on stuff that's still sitting in their bodies, or if they're dealing with events in their lives that have been really difficult and they're still showing up haunted by those events, right? So there are different ways that you can clear out the junk. And so individually for you, it would be like, hey, what is my junk, right? What is my junk, and how is it showing up? So it's to bring awareness to that, like, what is it? And if you don't know what it is, then again, I would suggest an awareness course like Rewired for Peace, or get yourself surrounded by people that are actually going to be honest with you, they're willing to give you feedback, so that you can start realizing, okay, shit, this is my junk. I where's that coming from? I gotta figure out how to release this and clear this, so that you can clear a new space for what's next. Step 3. Step 3 is be the change you want to see, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. And yes, I did not make that up. It was Gandhi, but it's still a very powerful quote. And that's like really, now you're aware, right? You've cleared out some junk. Now you're going to make some choices. You have the space now to make some choices. Like, who am I? What's my purpose? What are my principles? Am I living in integrity? What are my commitments? Do I still have areas where I need to access forgiveness? Right? You're looking at everything so that you can show up in a way that when you walk into any situation, you're like a Gandhi. I mean, you're like a clearing almost. You're a clear space where in any moment you can choose joy, conversation, connection, because you're in the present moment the entire time. Because you're not bringing your triggers, because you're aware now, right? And you've also cleared out all the junk, all the stuff that you would bring in when you get triggered. You've cleared that out. So you can walk into any space as a clearing, and anyone that walks into a space as a clearing, a clear conduit for love, peace, gratitude, what have you, is being the change that at least I want to see, because it creates that space. And Marcella even said it. He was like, when I do that, people tend to respond, So that's the 3 steps. And, there are different ways to do it. Like, I have some tools for you, right? Like I have a 6-week training. I have a mastermind, a weekly mastermind. I do these things once in a while. I have a lot of free tools on the website. So my goal is for everyone just to kind of get moved through these steps so that we can all live as being the change in a world of love, gratitude, peace, harmony, and all that. That's why I do what I do. Any questions about these 3 steps? And if not, I must be so clear in my communication. You know what it is, Leslie? I'm just telling you. I think you laugh because I laugh at my own jokes. I just saw it. I was like, and then you all started laughing. So that's what it is. It's a good tool to use, I guess, for you guys. Okay, now let's talk about the 3 domains of gratitude, right? So I have it as a gratitude as a personal, relational, or universal virtue. Because I actually believe that gratitude, I mean, if you look at, you can look at Alcoholics Anonymous. Gratitude is a huge, obviously, part of that program. You can look at any religion. Gratitude is a huge part of that, right? You can, it's in most, it's already in most systems, and it's not being argued as something that's not good, right? Like it's kind of, it's actually, if anything, most people see it as a good thing. Most people see gratitude as a good thing, and they use it as a good thing. So it's not like we can like fake news this thing up, because we already have a pretty good base of people from all walks of life, all countries, all communities that would agree or align with that gratitude is a pretty damn powerful virtue, you know? And so we can use it personally, which, you know, we've spoken a little bit about, like if you personally want to live a life of gratitude. And, you know, when you live it personally, it's like, you know, maybe you're meditating or you do self-appreciation, or you acknowledge yourself, you really cultivate gratitude as a way of being. So you show up a certain way, right? But then there's also the next step, right? Because you start showing up that way, and now you're with people. So now it becomes relational. And I think I came up with a new word, contributional. It's contributional. It could be a contributing virtue, right? Because you show up that way, and now we already said, like, it makes other people happy. They feel open, they feel safe, right? It's something they know your way of being. Like, you're not showing up like, I'm super powerful, or I'm like the integrity police, or I'm like courageous. It's like you're just love and gratitude, right? And it's a safe space for people. So it's a really good way to be in relationship with people. And not only that, to appreciate and acknowledge other people constantly for the little things, builds that kind of rapport and that trust, right? You know, and then we got, you know, thankfulness and Thanksgiving, and like it's all there relationally. So that's the relational part. And then the third part is as a universal virtue. And that's like where that's my goal. Like, that's my goal. Like, I believe that gratitude and practicing gratitude and the language of gratitude and everything that comes with it could actually be its own political party. It could be its own government. It could be its own world UN state. Like, I believe there's so much there that could really shift the world the way that we've set it up right now. And as you can see, there's a lot of things that are not really working in our world. And we are faced with some major, coming very soon, challenges, whether it's AI, fake deep fakes, all this stuff. Like, we're going to be faced with a lot. And if we don't have a commonality that is universal, we're gonna be in trouble. So even if it was just a universal virtue that we all kind of had as a commonality, and then yes, we can still have our political beliefs, but if there was that one thing that at least brought us together, you know, and that's my vision for the future, and that's my vision. I believe that gratitude in that way could bring peace to the planet, and so it is. So it is. So I can see it's already been an hour, so you may not get my story today. This was, like I said, I didn't really plan this, but I would like to invite you to one of three things. One is my 6-week course, Rewired for Peace. If you haven't taken it, the next one starts on Wednesday. And again, there'll be a link sent probably in just 20 seconds. You're going to get an email that has a link to sign up for that at half price. I also have a gratitude mastermind, which used to be a source movement call. I did it on my book for 5 years, and it has been a profound way, kind of like this format that we did, not with me talking this much though, but like more of a conversation and some questions and looking at the world and like applying your own stuff and getting coaching and collaborating and what have you. It's a really cool mastermind. That's on Tuesdays. And I'll send you a link to sign up for that if you're interested in that. And then there's also a certification program. If you're interested in that, just contact me and we can talk about that. But I do have a certification program starting this Saturday on the 11th of May as well. So if you're interested in that, you could just respond to one of the emails going out saying, can you send me info about the certification program? Now, given that I just did this at the flight of my pants, was this supportive? Did you have any takeaways? Anyone want to share anything that you either heard or saw or realized that you either hadn't seen before or that just, verified your already going belief system? Did I make you right about something? Anyone?
It was just a good reminder to keep gratitude in the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
Stay present. Thank you.
Yeah,
I have to go out though.
Okay, no worries.
All right, bye.
I actually had the privilege to bring gratitude to Sixten and Freya school, and they did this token thing where they passed tokens in the class, and they had to appreciate each other every day and go home and tell their parents about it. And they had gratitude journals, and towards the end of this, I think they did it for 6 or 8 weeks. The teachers and the principals, they were just like in tears, like they would read their journals, and it was just like amazing. And over time, they realized that they had so much to be grateful for. Whereas when they started, they're like, I don't know, what am I? They didn't even know what to write. And then it was like the last few pages was like, I'm grateful for my brother. We don't fight anymore. I'm grateful. It was just like really, really cool. So, yeah. Anyone else?
Hearing about or talking about trust, that was a good reminder, because there's been some things I've been very anxious about recently, and it really just helped to ease some of that. So it was just very supportive. Something I really needed today. All of it, but when I finally got on, we were talking about trust, and it was perfect timing. So.
See, you can be grateful that everything is the way it is supposed to be. That's awesome. All right. Anyone else? Kenneth, Troy, Jen. You guys are good?
Well, I would say that, anyone who is doing this work is doing the world a favor because I think, like you were saying, with all of the things that are emerging in the world, that really are crisis moments that are waiting to happen. We're so inundated with so much that we become desensitized to the essence of who we are as human beings. So this kind of work, I think, is essential to awaken us to what's really important, as opposed to all of the things that aren't. All of the things that, as a species, we've created to our own detriment. So, it's good that to know that, and a good reminder that, all the world, as you were saying, is not going to shit. There are good things happening in the world. So I'll just close with that.
When you said that, like I literally had a vision of like, how they're talking about all the agitators that are joining the on campus protests right now. I don't know if you followed it or not, but like, yeah. So there are these people that are coming in to actually make it, they're agitators, wherever. It doesn't matter what party affiliation, whatever. They just want to create, craziness. We should go to the protests as the opposite of agitators, right? Like the peacemakers. So imagine like having a fourth party with just gratitude, just got gratitude signs and just like love, like almost like a 60s movement, where it's like love is all there is, and like play Beatles and like enough already. And to see how many people want to come and join our dance party versus sitting angry in tents, having makeshift weapons, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's what we should be doing. I like it.
Well, I mean, and I would also say that, just even that word agitators, there's a lot to be agitated about these days. And I think part of the issue is that the agitation is coming from people who want to see something happen but don't know how to go about it. Right. So it can come out in really negative ways, especially when you're talking about frustration, anger, especially like this younger generation. They're looking at the world around them on fire, and it's like all these people who are responsible or supposed to be responsible for being caretakers, in some cases they're seeing them actually set the world on fire, and it's like, well, what can we do? So
right. Yeah, there's
agitated.
a lot of frustration. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
well, but the way to go about it to actually win it would be to come as a peacemaker, to come as you could still have your frustrations, but your way of being that's going to have results happen is going to be love, peace, gratitude, courage. It takes courage to not just get frustrated. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So beautiful. All right. Well, thank you for today. And I personally kind of enjoyed this form of an intro. Very different than I've done before. Leslie, you've seen the one. Liz, you've seen the one before. What do you think?
I like this format. I mean, they're both great. This is just it's very, very welcoming and inviting.
All right. And so it is. Have a beautiful day. I will have another call sometime where I tell you more about my whole story, but I think that we covered really what I wanted to cover. So enough about me. And thank you. And you'll get emails, and I would love to see you in the mastermind, because the mastermind is set up like this. And for those that haven't done the class and need a refresher, the Rewired for Peace is like a part 1 or like a basic training, but it's online with me and it's a good refresher. So I will see you there. Thank you, guys. Bye.